So in the previous sessions, we have discussed electric discharge machining process, electrochemical machining process, their working principles, and their setups, their applications, and limitations. Today, we will discuss about another important process, and it's a hybrid process of both the process, and it is called ECDM. That means electrochemical discharge machining. In short, it is written as ECDM. In fact, the basic purpose of explaining ECM and EDM to you was to introduce this process, that is ECDM. So ECDM is basically this is a hybrid process of EDM and ECM. And it combines the principle of both the EDM and ECM. Or you can say the material removal takes place by both the process EDM and ECM. Another important thing is that it is mainly used for micro machining or removing very small amount of material. It is not suitable for removing the bulk material. Okay. So you can write mainly used for micro machining. It means that removal of the material in very small parts. And scribing on hard and brittle materials, especially glass. And I would just like to share. It is also used for most of the non-conducting materials and like polymers, uh, sometimes the stones. So it is because the temperature range goes very high, just like in EDM. And I would just I will share one video before I start, that how the process goes like. Uh, So here is a electrode which is having a very short tip, and this is machining on some part which is glass, and you can see it is brought close to another material which is rotating, which is actually another electrode, and it is also called counter electrode, and the machining starts only when there is a sufficient distance between these two electrodes. That is the tool tip you can see, and then there is this big rotating electrode, and all of them are dipped in electrolyte, just like in ECM, and the machining is taking place on glass in this video. So you can see the threading which has been done on glass. And this is very precise process, especially for materials like glass. There is one more video which is also good. I hope you can see this also. Just a moment, please. Yes. So this is a very raw setup developed at some college, and you can see how the machining is taking place. Here again you can see this tool tip, and then another electrode which is a very heavy electrode. So both of the videos have been taken from YouTube. Now, the material removal actually takes place in form of the erosion due to the cavitation, and very similar to other process like melting and evaporation occurs because the temperature that develops when the spark takes place. Therefore, these two things, when combined together, particular hybridization where basically the material removal is done by basic electrical discharge process, that is also called spark erosion process, and uh, a small part of material is also removed due to the electrochemical machining process. Now, basically there is a lot of discharge. Okay, it's so I will just share some. So if you can see this figure, there are, you can simply see there are two electrodes. One is a very thin tool, one very thin electrode, and it is called tool electrode. Another is thick and heavy electrode, and that is the uh, thick electrode, or sometimes also called counter electrode. Okay, so this is the heavier one is the counter one, and then there is this tip, and this image, it actually shows how the discharge takes place. So these two electrodes remain dipped into electrolyte. Electrolyte is like sodium hydroxide, maybe sometimes sodium chloride, or potassium hydroxide in different concentrations are used, and they are dipped into this electrolyte for a very small depth. So the depth, you can see if the tool electrode is generally dipped by 2 to 3 centimeters, sometimes less than that, and in order to initiate the discharge. Okay. Um, Sometimes the depth also remains less than 2 or 3 mm, depending upon the kind of material we are machining. So if it is easy to machine, we can dip it like 3-4 centimeters, but if it is less, then we have to optimize the distance. And materials like acrylic, glass, uh, tough metals like titanium can also be machined using this process. This process is relatively new when compared to other processes. Other non-conventional machining processes, this process is comparatively quite new, and still a lot of research is going on in this field, and that is why not a lot of substance is available into the textbooks. So we have to rely more on the research papers for this process. Just in order to show the amount of accuracy this process can achieve, so you can see the holes in figure A and B. They are very precise, almost free of other defects like burrs or heat affected zone, which occurs in other processes like EDM or laser. So this process is pretty clean, pretty precise, and depending upon the kind of tool movement, we can create 2D as well as 3D structures very easily and very precisely. If you see figure C and D, these are the 3D structures which have been created on glass. Okay, and different patterns can be easily machined over the surface as seen in other figures like F, G, H and IJKL. K. The last figure is very, if you can see K and L, and the aspect ratio which has been achieved by using this process is almost not possible by any other process on the glass. Okay, so this is a, when I say aspect ratio, it means that the depth. So it is very difficult by other processes to machine the surface like this. Uh, Again, if I go back to this figure, uh, the tool electrode is generally this smaller diameter tool is given as negative terminal, that is cathode, you know, and this heavy electrode is given as positive terminal, the anode, and then some electrical charge is applied between them uh, so as to initiate the discharge process. And discharge process, as you can see, generally occurs uh, at the sharp or thin electrode rather than the thick electrode, because it is easier to initiate the electrical discharge when the electrode is of low dimension. And the basic process is because of this gas bubble formation around this tool tip and then collision between these gas bubbles. So they create a gas layer or a thin gas film around this tool tip, which further acts as a electrolyte, and then this discharge occurs like EDM. So the first work on this electrode effect of anode and cathode, it was started by Foucault in as early as 1850s. Later on, some Japanese scientists like Karafuji and Suda, they started working on this process in 1968. So there was a huge gap uh, between the process was basically started for machining the glass, as it was very difficult to machine the glass. So they started working on this, creating a huge temperature and then melting the surface. This process is known by different names like electrochemical spark machining, or spark assisted chemical engraving, or electrochemical anode machining. So many things have been used by different authors, but most commonly is ECDM, as at the moment we are discussing with. Just you just have to keep in mind that it is the combination of electrical discharge machining and uh, electrochemical machining. Okay, so these two things. So chemical machining means etching occurs, and let's go into the mechanism. And this process can be run by AC and DC both. The basic mechanism of material removal is still EDM, or the high temperature melting, and the formation of gas bubble becomes the most important parameter for initiating the spark in this process. So the mechanism of machining, it mainly depends on the gas film, you know, which occurs, or which uh, forms at the cathode electrode, or the electrode with very small dimension. Mainly the gas film is formed by this collision, or you can say collisions of the bubbles on electrode surface. A combination of the gas bubble formation and then collision, then again formation and collision, it takes place as we give some electrical power on this on between cathode and electrode. This bubble, the bubble layer around this tool electrode, it comprises of three regions. One region is like uh, the adherence region, okay, and then next to the adherence region is the region where it remains uh, adhered to the tool surface. And after this adhere region, then there is a bubble diffusion region. So the bubble, which the part of the bubble which remains attached to the tool electrode, is adherence region, and then diffusion region occurs. And then at the outermost area, we say it is the bulk region. So in the adherence region, the bubbles, the mechanical contact collides during the process, or you can say the bubble actually collides at various the collides at various instant, and we really don't have any idea at what size each bubble will be collides, and so therefore the sizes, they vary much, and a lot of factor takes matters into this process. So if you see this figure A, where the electrolyte which is flowing between tool and the workpiece surface. The workpiece surface is generally kept just beneath the tool electrode. So this electrolyte, it evaporates, bubble forms all these processes take place simultaneously, and then this collision of the bubbles takes place. Due to this collision of the bubbles, as you can see in the figure C, there is a thin film of gas which forms surrounding the tool electrode. Now, this gas film is basically due to the hydrogen bubbles. It was found that the hydrogen bubbles, the bubbles of hydrogen gas, they get generated near the tool surface, and the oxygen bubble or the bubbles formed by the oxygen gas, they get generated at the heavy or the anode electrode, or you can say the counter electrode. Now this gas bubble, the gas film around this tool electrode, it works like a electrolyte. ना? जैसा कि ईडीएम में आपने देखा होगा कि दो वर्क पीस है, बीच में इलेक्ट्रोलाइट सॉरी डाई इलेक्ट्रिक है ना. तो दिस गैस फिल्म आल्सो वर्क्स लाइक डाई इलेक्ट्रिक, और अगर वोल्टेज ज़्यादा कर दिया तो वो डाई इलेक्ट्रिक से पास करके spark produce करता है ना. So this gas film works like a dielectric, and at one side of this dielectric there is this tool, and on other side is this electrolyte. So both are the conductors, and therefore the spark, the electrical discharge occurs after certain threshold voltage, and this process becomes more like EDM. And as the another surface, that is your workpiece surface, remains very close uh, to the spark, the melting and the cavity formation occurs at the workpiece surface. So it doesn't matter whether your workpiece is conductive or not conductive, the conduction or the spark generation process occurs because of the tool, gas film and electrolyte. Okay. So the formation of gas film becomes very, very important, and the thickness of the gas film, if it is too low, it is still a problem. If it is too high, it is again a problem. So a lot of study has been done on the effect of gas film thickness, or how much the bubbles, how much thickness of the bubble is there in the machining region. It must be noted that this process has very low MRR, that is material removal rate is very, very low. And further, as the process progresses, there are a lot of factors which affect this process. If you can see figure 11 here, then figure 11 shows that the parameters, there are a lot of parameters which affect the gas film, like uh, the buoyancy force, thermocapillary flow, the electrolyte concentration, the current density, the electrostatic force, the tool radius, the wettability and the surface tension of the surface. And some of them we can discuss here, like buoyancy force, which actually helps the bubble to go on the upper surface, and that is also the reason why the bubbles generally start moving towards the upper surface, and a very low concentration of bubble occurs near the tip inside the electrolyte, and that is the reason why the tool tip is dipped for a very small depth inside this electrolyte, because we give a lot of depth, and most of the bubbles actually form near the surface of the electrolyte. So therefore the discharge does not happen at the tool tip, it actually happens on the surfaces which are near to the upper surfaces. Uh, Then there is a thermocapillary flow. It's a kind of flow, you can say it's a kind of capillary flow of electrolyte which occurs on the surfaces of tool electrode. तो टूल इलेक्ट्रोड के कारण थोड़ा थोड़ा कैपिलरी फ्लो उस सरफेस पे फ्लो होता है, और उसके कारण भी गैस फिल्म फॉर्म करने में थोड़ी सी प्रॉब्लम आती है. Then the concentration of electrolyte, if there is optimum concentration, it means that अगर concentration बहुत ज़्यादा कम है तो भी गैस फिल्म फॉर्म होने में प्रॉब्लम है, बहुत ज़्यादा है तो भी गैस फिल्म फॉर्म. So an optimum range is required to be reached for electrolyte concentration. Then there is this term called wettability. Uh, Apart from these other terms like tool radius and immersion depth and current density, so these are self-explanatory things. Like current density अगर बढ़ा देंगे तो डिस्चार्ज ज़्यादा होगा, है ना, डिस्चार्ज ज़्यादा होगा तो मटेरियल रिमूवल रेट भी बढ़ जाएगा, और उसके कारण गैस फिल्म का फॉर्मेशन भी ज़्यादा होगा, है ना, करंट डेंसिटी अगर ज़्यादा है. सिमिलरली टूल रेडियस, टूल का शेप और कितना इमर्शन है उसका, अगर टूल रेडियस ज़्यादा है तो स्मॉल डेप्थ को मशीन करने के लिए तो ठीक है, लेकिन ज़्यादा डेप्थ को मशीन करना, क्योंकि यू सी दैट द बबल फॉर्मेशन एट द टिप रिमेन्स स्मॉलर. The bubble formation takes place on the surface and not on the tip, or a very small bubble formation takes place on the tip. So therefore this affects how much is the tool radius. Generally a sharp point is preferred. Then wettability defines the hydrophobicity or hydrophilicity of the surface. और आप ऐसा कह सकते हैं कि वो सरफेस जो है, द टूल इलेक्ट्रोड का जो सरफेस है या मटेरियल है, वो इलेक्ट्रोलाइट के लिए कितना मुफीद है, और या इलेक्ट्रोलाइट उस पर कितनी आसानी से दोस्ती कर लेता है ना. इट बिकम्स adhere to the surface, or sometimes it does not adhere to the surface. If you can remember the lotus leaf, the lotus leaf, the upper surface of lotus leaf is very hydrophobic to the water. It does not get adhered, or the water on the surface of the lotus leaf does not get uh, mm, get adhered on the surface. Okay, तो इसका मतलब है कि वो बहुत ही हाइड्रोफोबिक है. और आपने ऐसे भी सरफेस देखे होंगे जहाँ पे पानी आसानी से चिपक सा जाता है, उसको बोलते हैं हाइड्रोफिलिसिटी, या पानी से कितनी अच्छी दोस्ती है, पानी, हाउ मच लव is there between these two surfaces. Then so wettability is a parameter which defines that how much friendship is there between water and the surface. So tool electrode अगर वेटाबिलिटी उसकी अच्छी नहीं है ना, इसका मतलब इलेक्ट्रोलाइट जो है उसके साथ वो सरफेस इतनी आसानी से नहीं एडहियर्ड होता है, तो गैस फॉर्मेशन होने में फिर से प्रॉब्लम है ना. तो ये सारी चीज़ें गैस फिल्म को फॉर्म होने में थोड़ा प्रॉब्लमेटिक होती है. A lot of parameters which affect this process can be shown by this fishbone diagram, if you can see. And fundamentally this process is still under a lot of research. तो कोई एक प्रोसेस के कारण ये अफेक्ट होता है ऐसा बोल ही नहीं सकते ना. A number of processes are there, like what is the tool electrode, what is the material, what is the wettability, what is the rotational speed of the tool, and if the tool is abrasive coated or not, what is the size, what is the feed rate, and similarly power supply parameters like if it is AC or DC, what is the voltage, what is the duty cycle, what is the polarity, and workpiece, whether the workpiece is electrically conductive or non-conductive. So many parameters affect this process. Uh, so this figure 20 actually discusses some of the processes which how they affect when we machine a glass using this ECDM process. तो देखिए जैसे ही हम लोग डेप्थ ऑफ होल को बढ़ाते हैं उसका एमआरआर डिक्रीज होने लगता है, क्योंकि मैंने बोला कि जैसे ही वो टूल धीरे धीरे नीचे की ओर जाता है वहाँ पे गैस फॉर्मेशन जो है वो टूल टिप पे नहीं बनता है बल्कि सरफेस पे बनता है। तो उसके कारण क्या है कि मटेरियल रिमूवल रेट वो धीरे धीरे कम होता जाता है, क्योंकि नीचे से मटेरियल रिमूव ही नहीं हो रहा है। तो जैसे जैसे टूल वर्क इलेक्ट्रोलाइट में नीचे की ओर जाएगा वैसे वैसे उसका एमआरआर कम होता जाएगा। अगेन द गैप बिटवीन टूल एंड द वर्कपीस इज आल्सो वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। तो जैसे जैसे ये जो गैप है जिसको आप मशीनिंग गैप भी बोल सकते हैं, आप बढ़ाएंगे तो फिर से मटेरियल रिमूवल रेट कम होता जाएगा, क्योंकि basically the machining process is happening due to the cavitation, melting, evaporation and then some chemical etching. Okay, तो जैसे जैसे ये डिस्टेंस बढ़ा देंगे वैसे वैसे वर्क पीस जो है वो स्पार्क से भी दूर होता जाएगा, है ना, या जो डिस्चार्ज हो रहा है उससे भी दूर होता जाएगा, विच इज नॉट सुटेबल फॉर मटेरियल रिमूवल। देयरफॉर दिस मशीनिंग गैप should be as close as possible but not very close so as to hinder the discharge process. Now the distance between the cathode and anode, जो कि जनरली 2 सेंटीमीटर से 4 सेंटीमीटर के बीच रखते हैं, ये भी बहुत इम्पॉर्टेंट है। अगर डिस्टेंस बढ़ा दिया आपने, इट मीन्स दैट हैवी इलेक्ट्रोड और शार्प इलेक्ट्रोड के बीच की जो डिस्टेंस है, तो उन दोनों के बीच अगर आपने डिस्टेंस बढ़ा दी है तो फिर से जो बबल फॉर्मेशन की एफिशिएंसी है वो कम हो जाती, क्योंकि इलेक्ट्रिकल जो सर्किट होता है या इलेक्ट्रोस्टैटिक फोर्स या पोटेंशियल आप बोल सकते हैं, उसको पूरा करने में बहुत एनर्जी लगती है। हालांकि दिस इज वेरी वेरी मच इट not established fact, because a lot of research has been done on this the distance, and some of the authors have actually claimed that when we increase the distance the MRR increases for some material. However, scientifically if we go, we can say that if the distance is increased the MRR can be decreased. Similarly, if we increase this electrolyte level above this workpiece surface, then again there is this decrease in MRR, है ना। तो ये वर्कपीस सरफेस के एकदम पास में ही होना चाहिए। द होल थिंग यू से it takes place within this region of 1 to 2 mm, and if we increase this distance the MRR will further decrease. वोल्टेज बढ़ाएंगे तो फिर मटेरियल रिमूवल रेट फिर से बढ़ जाएगा, बिकॉज द बबल फॉर्मेशन विल टेक प्लेस मोर एफिशिएंटली। However, very large voltage, a lot of bubbles will again create a problem, क्योंकि फिर बबल के कारण गैस फिल्म का थिकनेस ज़्यादा हो जाता है, और जैसे ही ये गैस फिल्म का थिकनेस ज़्यादा हो जाएगा तो डिस्चार्ज होने में फिर से प्रॉब्लम है ना। तो इस कारण वोल्टेज ऐसा पाया गया कि बिटवीन 60 वोल्ट टू 100 वोल्ट इट वर्क्स बेस्ट फॉर ग्लास। Now concentration of electrolyte also affects this process, like when we increase this concentration, uh, the bubble formation takes place, because this chemical etching increases when the concentration increases. तो इलेक्ट्रोलाइट कंसंट्रेशन बढ़ा देने से केमिकल एचिंग प्रोसेस बढ़ जाता है, जिसके कारण एमआरआर बढ़ जाता है। लेकिन अगर आपने कंसंट्रेशन बहुत ही ज़्यादा बढ़ा दिया तो फिर से वो गैस फिल्म फॉर्म करने में प्रॉब्लम आती है ना. It becomes very difficult to form bubbles and gas film if the concentration is increased. So in case of sodium hydroxide, it was found that the optimum level of electrolyte remains 200 gram per liter to 250 gram per liter. Similarly, temperature of the electrolyte also affects this process. तो अगर टेम्परेचर एक ऑप्टिमम लेवल पे है, जैसे बिटवीन 30 degree centigrade to 70 degree centigrade, then the machine was found to be working well. Otherwise, it affects the process. Like इलेक्ट्रोलाइट बढ़ा दिया तो केमिकल रिएक्शन फिर से, टेम्परेचर ऑफ इलेक्ट्रोलाइट बढ़ा दिया तो फिर से आपका केमिकल रिएक्शन जो है वो तेजी से होने लगेगा, जिसके कारण बबल फॉर्मेशन भी अच्छा होगा और एमआरआर भी बढ़ेगा. बट at the same time, at very high electrolyte temperature, again a lot of bubbles will start to form, the gas film thickness will increase, now which will again reduce the MRR. Then again, if the tool is having abrasives, all the abrasives are there in the electrolyte, it also affects the process. Again, whether tool is rotating or tool is static, it also affects the process, because when the tool rotates, it exerts centrifugal force, है ना. और सेंट्रीफ्यूगल फोर्स के कारण क्या होगा कि गैस फिल्म जो है बजाय सरफेस पे एडियर होने के वो सरफेस से बाहर जाने लगेगी. तो इनिशियली इट इंक्रीजेस, लेकिन अगर थोड़ा और आपने बढ़ा दिया रोटेशनल स्पीड तो वो डिक्रीज करने लगता है. सिमिलरली टूल इलेक्ट्रोड फीड रेट, तो टूल जो है वो वर्कपीस की ओर एक डेफिनेट फीड रेट में दिया जाता है, जो अगर हम लोग फीड रेट बढ़ा दें तो एमआरआर बढ़ेगा, लेकिन बहुत ज़्यादा बढ़ा देने पे फिर से घटेगा, फॉर द सेम रीज़न कि ज़्यादा डेप्थ में जाने से उसमें बबल्स को फॉर्म होने में प्रॉब्लम होती है. एंड देन लास्ट देयर इज दिस वेटाबिलिटी. तो वेटाबिलिटी टूल सरफेस की ज़्यादा होनी चाहिए, ताकि आप उसके ऊपर लेयर जो गैस फिल्म का लेयर है वो अच्छे से फॉर्म हो जाए. सो दीज फैक्टर्स दे affect the process of ECDM, and there are various methods by which we can improve this MRR by just adjusting these parameters. So there are some a lot of application is available of ECDM, but not a lot of theoretical analysis is not available for this process. Like most of the research or the literature is available in form of experimental data, and it varies hugely with material to material. तो इसके लिए कोई solid analytical physics based material available नहीं है ना. So I will share one research paper which I have actually utilized for explaining this concept, and I hope the concept is pretty clear. The gas bubble, and then this gas film forms around this tool electrode, and this gas film जो है वो bubble के collision से form होती है, और वो collision जो है वो ये जो गैस फिल्म है वो एक डाई इलेक्ट्रिक की तरह काम करती है. एंड देन दिस डाई इलेक्ट्रिक at one end there is this electrolyte, then there is dielectric, and then there is tool जो है वो जनरली सिलिकॉन कार्बाइड का बनाते हैं. So silicon carbide is the most common material for this tool electrode for the reasons like उसका VL जो है वो बहुत कम होता है. Silicon carbide can take very high temperature, तो उसके कारण टूल वेयर जो है वो बहुत ही कम हो जाता है. The other materials like also silicon carbide generally remains chemical inert, है ना. तो either you are using sodium hydroxide or potassium hydroxide or sodium chloride, उसके कारण सिलिकॉन कार्बाइड और टंगस्टन कार्बाइड एंड सिलिकॉन कार्बाइड बोथ आर यूज. टंगस्टन कार्बाइड क्या है कि वो सिलिकॉन कार्बाइड से भी ज़्यादा टेम्परेचर ले सकता है. सो टंगस्टन कार्बाइड इज द मोस्ट कॉमन टूल मटेरियल, है ना. Because of the wear resistance, because of the thermal resistance, because of the chemical inertness and very low specific heat. Due to this lower specific heat capacity, the temperature of this tool electrode increases quickly, है ना, which results in higher discharge activity. तो क्योंकि ये ज़्यादातर हीट जो है वो you can say it cannot take a lot of heat capacity is quite low, so all the temperature remains at the surface and therefore it helps in melting and evaporation of the material. So apart from this tungsten carbide, people also use stainless steel, copper, brass, bronze, okay, just like EDM. तो ये सारे मटेरियल जो है वो EDM में भी यूज होते हैं और ऐसा ही यहाँ पर भी यूज कर सकते हैं आप. So that's all for this process. I will share some material very soon on this part. So is there any question?